Hi, I'm Pat from Roland, and I'm going to show you the TD-07KV V-drums. Now, the TD-07KV is a compact drum set that's ideal for drumming at home, for fun, and for dedicated drumming practice. The concept of V-drums is that a collection of virtual instruments are hosted inside of the module, and each can be exchanged for another, and can be tuned and tweaked to your preferences in the same way you would with acoustic drums. These instruments can be played by the connected pads using genuine drumming techniques. No adjustment of playing technique at all is needed to play V-drums. In this video, I'm going to take you on a tour of the TD-07KV, show you what it's capable of, and explain the key features. Let's start by taking a look at the components of the TD-07KV. The TD-07KV V-drum set consists of a drum stand with a set of drum pads and cymbals mounted to it. It's worth mentioning at the start that the TD-07KV is not supplied with a drum throne, kick pedal, or sticks, so you will need to source those items separately. These pads connect to the TD-07 module using a cable loom with a multi-pin connector at the module and a series of quarter-inch jack connections which insert directly into the pads. Starting with the snare drum, this is a PDX-8 8-inch pad with a mesh head. The mesh head was a Roland first and differs from other mesh heads that are available. It features 2 plies of unique material, which is specifically designed to offer natural stick rebound and resistance. It also provides controlled, stable detection of your hits for reliable triggering of sounds, all with the benefit of being ultra quiet. This PDX-8 pad has 2 playing areas as well, a head area giving 1 sound, and a rim area which can trigger a rim sound associated with the chosen instrument or a totally different sound altogether. In this snare sound, I have a steel snare drum. The head sounds like this. And the rim sounds like this. But if I switch to another sound that I pre-prepared earlier, I can play the snare sound on the head but choose an entirely different sound for the rim, in this case, a cowbell. Next, let's look at the toms. Here we have 3 identical tom pads, all of which are the PDX-6A 6-inch mesh pad. These have the exact same mesh heads as the snare pad, but are just a couple of inches smaller. One difference to note here is that the tom pads are single zone, so you will only get a sound from playing the drum head and not the rim. One important feature to know is that all mesh heads on the Roland V-drums are tension adjustable. With acoustic drums, each drum is tensioned differently for pitch and tone, but with that comes a stick feel which is tighter or more loose between each drum. With V-drums, pitch is altered inside of the module, but the feel of each mesh pad can be easily adjusted by changing the tension using a regular drum key and tuning each tension rod gradually, just as you would with an acoustic drum. This means your snare can feel tighter than your first tom, which is tighter than your second tom, and your third tom feels more loose. Again, just as you would find with an acoustic drum set. The kick pad is the KD-10. This is a kick pad with a cloth material head fitted to a tower unit. Any acoustic kick pedal will mount directly to the pad. The KD-10 is stable with the realistic rebound and feel of a larger sized bass drum, and it's quiet by absorbing the energy from the beater. Next, let's take a look at the cymbals. The hi-hats are CY5 10-inch cymbals. Hi-hat cymbals are unique in that a pair of cymbals are mounted together and can be opened and closed with intervals in between for varying sounds. The hi-hats are controlled by a pedal, and as I raise my foot on the pedal and play the cymbal, the hi-hat sound will change incrementally from closed to open. The crash and ride are CY8 12-inch cymbals, both with separate sounds on the edge and bow areas of the cymbal. These mount to the stand in such a way that as you play them, they have a swing and a give for a more natural response and feel. All of these pads, except the kick pad, which stands alone, mount to the compact drum stand. The tubes are made of steel, so they are strong and sturdy, while the clamps hold everything in place, have a high gripping torque so that they won't slip, and are also robust so that they won't be easily over-tightened or damaged. The stand itself has a flexible layout that, although compact, means you can position each tom and cymbal exactly where you want it and have a footprint that feels familiar and natural. Let's take a look at the TD-07 module itself. Inside the TD-07 module, I have 50 drum kits. 25 of those are preset and 25 of those are user kits. Essentially, a space for you to experiment and build your own kits from the ground up. That said, you can easily swap instruments and edit them within any of the presets. So for example, if you wanted to switch one snare drum for another in a preset kit, you can do so very easily. We have 143 instruments inside the TD-07 across snare drums, kick drums, toms, cymbals, percussion, and electronic sounds. Each one of those can be edited and customized, as I'll show you in a moment. So it's really like having your own library of drums, and you can choose any one you like to make kits that are unique to you. Let's take a look at the kind of things you can do to edit a sound or instrument with the TD-07. As I already mentioned, you can easily swap one instrument for another in any kit. And by using the head and rim function on the snare drum, you can assign different sounds on each zone. But there is also possibility to really customize each sound using the V-edit function. Take this kick drum, for example. Once I've chosen the sound that I want, I can go in and tune the pitch higher or lower. I can add dampening. And I can also EQ the instrument, for example, adding more low end. I can also use a Transient Designer, which lets you add more or less attack, for example, so that it sounds softer or harder, or I can shorten the decay. The TD-07 also has multi-effects. There are 30 different types available, and any one can be assigned to an instrument within a kit. So for example, on this tom, I've added long reverb here, or distortion. Tape echo, or even flanger, just to show a few. Another great feature for customizing your own sound in the TD-07 is the ability to change the ambience. Essentially, this allows you to hear your chosen kit as if it were in a specific environment, such as a stadium or a studio, or to hear more of the room sound, as well as the drum kit sound itself. The TD-07 module has Bluetooth built in. This allows you to do a few things. First of all, it allows you to pair another Bluetooth-enabled device and play audio from that device to the TD-07 module. That means you can play audio from your music library or from your own streaming services and play along to the song, hearing both the drums and the song through the headphones. You can also watch videos on your device and hear the audio via the headphones, which is great for playing along with video tutorials. Once your device has initially been paired, it's just a simple case of turning Bluetooth on and you're set to go. You can also send MIDI data over Bluetooth as well, giving you opportunity to wirelessly record your performance into your DAW and trigger your sounds later via VST software. It's worth noting here that if you're specifically interested to trigger virtual software instruments in real time using your TD-07KV, the ultra-fast triggering and low latency from the module itself makes the TD-07KV a great partner for this kind of playing. From a connectivity point of view, The TD-07 module has a USB B-type output. This allows a USB cable to be connected to your computer for stereo audio and MIDI by USB. This is great for easily recording drum tracks in your DAW. The TD-07KV also has a mix-in stereo mini jack connection for bringing external audio into the module via a cable, and a mini headphone output. The final feature to explore is the coach function. Now, this is a tool that you can use to really help shape your drumming. A metronome is built into the module and allows you to change tempo and also change the note values and number of beats in a bar so that you can play in a range of time signatures. That same metronome allows you to practice in coach mode, where you can use time check, quiet count, and warm up. Time check measures how accurate your timing is over a number of bars by indicating on the screen whether you're right on the beat, behind time, or ahead. Quiet count is for testing how well you can maintain time by dropping out the click for one bar as you're playing. Warm-up mode is perfect for getting your muscles limbered up, getting you in sync with the metronome, and for practicing a range of rudimentary drum patterns ahead of a practice session, lesson, track play-along, or even a gig. So that's the TD-07KV V-Drums, a compact set that has great playability, all mesh heads for great feel and quiet practice, and powerful features for getting the most out of playing the drums at home. You can check more videos about the TD-07KV online or visit a Roland authorized retailer to see and try the TD-07KV for yourself.